It's your boy Bleeve.
This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeve. I'm always right.
Everybody listen up.
If you don't use NordVPN, you could get hacked, and that would suck.
Bada bing, ching, ching, big profit. Even when the market's sideways.
Don't forget to sign up for MEXC. The link's in the description down below. That helps me out tremendously.
This it's not financial advice.
OKX is offering incentives for you to sign up. Make sure that you sign up today in the description down below.
I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right.
Go to atlashealthline.com for all of your Delta 8 gummy needs and for all your Delta 8 inhalation needs, I want to say. I don't know. Something like that. It's in the description below.
It's been a long day. I mean a long week. Maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors.
Guys, if you're outside of America, or if you're lucky enough to be using NordVPN, you could be signed up to BitGet for all of your futures trading needs. The link is in the description down below. Hey guys, if you're trading in America, you can use up-down trading through crypto.com. It's in the description down below. Sign up today and start trading.
Corporate riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way. So everybody gets sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
Okay, man. Can you hear me now? I don't know if I said that even close to right, but, you know, it sounded good. So, anyway, let's start that over one more time. Welcome to Breakfast with Bleeves. USA, kiss my ass. It's getting real. It's getting real goddamn annoying to be an American right now, especially when everything is just a strain and a drain and a bunch of just going on in the market. And somehow you're America. It's always your fault. It's always you doing it. And this time, God damn it, USA. It's USA. So we had what was a very nice day. We had the bullets in the chamber. We were ready to do our rootin' tootin' America. Oh yeah, baby, yeehaw, and all that bullshit that they do in the places where all the guns and you know you shoot the bees out of the air, whatever. I mean, whatever you do. But then core PCE inflation comes out, and inflation is still continuing to rise. So that means that we are going to get more rate hikes. So you better get packing, because these markets are about to, and look, you know what? I shouldn't say that, because we don't always know. But the annual core PCE index rises to 4.7, exceeding the expectation of 4.6. Monthly core PCE and PCE inflation both increased by 0.4%. Personal income sees a monthly growth of 0.4, but personal spending surges by 0.8. Now, while that's happening, while that's going on, you have to also consider that the Yeah, but that's gang. That's not just hanging out with guns. That's fights for territory. That's not the same. Um, as just hanging out and shooting bees out of the air. You know what I'm talking about. You got a gun range, you hang out, you just have a gun because guns are awesome, right? We should be able to agree that guns are awesome. Just, it's just different here in Chicago. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's all my set gonna get you, dog, and I'm gonna straight rep my hood. I don't know what they say, but and then you get it though, right? It's a little weird, but don't worry about it. I'm not worried. You know what I mean? But um, the personal spending surges by 0.8, which means that people are spending more money with less savings, which means that this is probably not going to play out to the best advantage. Now, the market was all in green, was up, having a nice little surge. You go to the news, you see all the news is like, finally starting to see a good day. We're seeing the overnights, the Nvidia surge, all this stuff was going on, everything looking positive. We're getting this nice little day planned, and then we get the PCE comes out and it just looks like trash. So now we're starting to see the market start to move down. Now, here's the thing. It may not affect the overall market. It might not affect the broader markets at all. We might just see they might just shrug it off because it's already priced in. That's the thing that we sometimes fail to consider when I'm looking at this type of situation. Sometimes you just fail to see that it's already been priced in. They already knew about it. They were already prepared for it. So when you come over and you look at something like a Bitcoin chart, then you see Bitcoin still starting to have a little bit of a rally, which, by the way, I know everybody wants to see a rally, but if you are seeing a rally on Bitcoin right now, you're going lower because this is going to be a false rally because there's no opportunity for breakout right here. You got no shot, right? Because you don't have the liquidity that's down here and available in this area. Now, in a good market, if you're in a good market, then it's no big deal, right? People are tossing money around and there's just money everywhere. So you're in a great position. But when it's not, then no. So what we haven't seen is we haven't seen a turn in capital. We're still sitting at 1.1 trillion, and we're right here just kind of oscillating. 1.26 was back in April. We had a little surge up here, and then down here we had a little dip down below 900 for a period of time as well. I don't even know what that is down there at the bottom. Jesus Christ, what did I put there? Whatever it is, we're gonna get rid of it. But we had this situation, and by the way, when we were talking about this back in February, March, I had these ranges here that we were trading in, and they're still down below where we are right now. So you can consider that at least as a positive. But since then, this is other than this little breakout here, this is our range right here. Like this is who we are at this point, and nothing's changing. We have to have a breakout. And I go back to the Bitcoin chart on on this one. This is the easiest one to show you. When you start to zoom out, I said the bull runs here because that means this is where we get to the spot where the collapse of all of the Terra Luna stuff happened, right? That's the line to gain if you want a bull run to start. So we're not getting there. We're not close. We did get into this little mess here. This is the mess that happened before Elon and then Three Arrows Capital. All these things started to dump. I got a Ben video coming out today, by the way, and I've got an RFD video coming out, and I implore everybody to watch that RFD video because I had so much fun making that one that you're gonna hate it, but you're gonna love it, and you're gonna be like, Jesus Christ, this guy's got issues, and I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna agree with you 100%. But yeah, all I ever say about any of this is just don't be somebody's exit liquidity. You know what I mean? Just don't be someone's exit liquidity. So we're still kind of in line here, but I'm not feeling it, right? I'm feeling this. I'm feeling that there's got to be a breakdown in this in order for us to go forward. So in order for us to hit 37.3, we need all of the capital and liquidity that's available in this area to even have a chance. To even have a chance, that's what we need. And that's going to mean it's going to break that trend line. It would have to be, if you come down that far, it would take 2 or 3 days to get back into that position, right? So we're going to have to break this trend line in order to make that happen. This thing did not break down. There's way too much bullish pressure that's happening. And, maybe some of that's attributed to what was going on with meme coins, maybe, but I don't know. We'll see how this all plays out. We'll see how it all plays out over the next little while. And we're not focused on news today. Now we're just going to look at charts. We're going to look at what is going on in this market, by the way. So what I'm expecting to see right now is, with the data coming out, I'm expecting to see a dump. Now, if I'm expecting to see a dump, and if the logical progression here of this market, right, is to have a dump, then could it be that it's already priced in, and what we're about to see is a nice little move to the upside to give people a false sense of hope right around to this sort of level right here, right? Till we get into the mid 28s, and then everybody's like, oh my God, at least we've got this relief rally going. We got this relief rally going. Everything now seems like it's all better, and then the rug gets pulled out from under us, and boom, we're on our way down. And like, that seems to make more sense to me, because I look, if I'm feeling like there's a problem because of the PCE data, then it's not going down, then something is off in the market. And if it's something off in the market, that means manipulation in some fashion. That means there's some sort of way that this is being manipulated, right? So invest at your own risk, right? Ethereum pumping, coming off of this trend line. And by the way, Ethereum is destined right now, based on all of these trend lines, based on how this thing is playing out right now. Ethereum is going to hit 16,000 soon, or 1,600. Ethereum's going to hit 1,600 pretty soon. Like, it's going to have a big dump coming very, very soon. Like, this is all of this. You look at this. The one thing that you don't do is you don't break out of an upward trending channel, right? And Ethereum has now been in an upward trending channel of sorts since going back here. Let's just call it right here, October of last year. So when that happens, then this is gonna break, and it could pump one more time. We could get one of these blow-offs, right? We could get a blow-off top here to try to match up to this previous high, or touch this previous high over here at around 2,000. We could see that happen, but then we're going to have to deal with the reality that it's all got to come down, because, again, you have to pull liquidity here from these charts. You have to get this money. Of course, I got to pay for it. God damn it. All right, guys, I'll get the liquidity. I'll get the liquidity thing so that we know what it is. God damn it. I hate hey, y'all got to subscribe to the channel, by the way. Y'all got to subscribe to the channel. Y'all got to start trading futures on MEXC. Y'all got to help me out, make this shit go. You know what I mean? Hey, by the way, I need 5 new subscribers. I need 5 more subscribers for NordVPN by the end of the month, and I got 5 days left. So if you guys, if everybody in this chat, if just a couple of you say, look, I'm going to sign up for a 90-day free trial on NordVPN, see how I like it, see what it's like to be secure in my internet travails, and as I walk down that path of internet freedom and cryptocurrency freedom and all of that, if I just take this shot and I help Bleeves out just a little bit, then it helps him out tremendously. So I need 5 more signups. So it would be great, by the way, if I got 10 or 15 more signups, because that's that puts me in a better position to negotiate with NordVPN. And that would help me a whole lot. So, and remember, there's no vaulting. There's none of that. There's none of that up here. So, I'm gonna need some help from you guys. So I would appreciate it if anybody could give me a shot here down in the description below. NordVPN, also MEXC. You know what I mean? And you can do copy trading on MEXC, by the way. There is a paper. There's a paper availability for that. So yeah, certainly has an opportunity right there. But again, just I appreciate it if you guys would sign up, hook me up, help me out. That's tremendous. That means so much to me right now, and helps me out tremendously. But again, this is not going to end the way we hope it's going to end. It's going to end the way it always ends, with a dip. Now, the thing about it is that could mean it's a perfect opportunity to buy. However, there's not going to be, we're going to fight every step of the way. And most probably we're not going to see, we see 16, we're going to see a reach down here. We're probably going to get down into the 1450s, stuff like that. Remember, when I say 16, they're going to start to push down to where your heart comes out of your chest and you're like, oh shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't work. This does not work unless we make it work. This doesn't work unless we get scared, unless we start to be like, oh God, here it goes. I can't take this shit. I got to take my money. And that, dunks on the price, right? Without that, we're in trouble. Is there a way to add you after already signing up? I don't think that there is. I think the only thing that you could do there is cancel and then use a different email address. That's the only thing that I think you could do there. I really don't know. But I know that once you signed up, you can't sign up otherwise. But again, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody trying to help me out. That because it means a lot. By the way, NordVPN does pay you every month for signups and stuff like that. And if I get 10 signups a month, if I get 15 signups, if I get 20 signups a month, then they're willing to pay me, and that makes the fact that I don't have somebody like Volt and paid content, that makes that a little bit easier to quote unquote digest, if you will. So I appreciate everybody who would sign up for NordVPN. It means a great deal to me. So we're gonna dump. And we're going to see it across the board. We're going to see it across the markets. Now, the place that we're not going to see it, we're going to close that out because that's just fucking depressing. The place that we're not going to see that happen is going to be over here. Now, what you're seeing, by the way, we are seeing a pump on Lily Finance right now, 48.22, and you're seeing just a long-term sort of pump. Now, this is because Lillian is moving over on June 24 to a new token. So you might end up seeing a nice little recovery pump. This is a 1 hour chart. So as I continue to zoom out more, you guys are going to start to see this is going to change just a little bit, because you're seeing a nice relief rally. And, if you start to do the math on it, if you bought the bottom down there, you're up, I want to say 100%, maybe. I would, I would say like 100% is what you're up. But here's what you got to do. Go to the day chart and just kind of zoom out. And now you see how far down you are, right? And remember, I was over here trying to help these guys protect this chart 8x ago. Hey, so I put in, just so you guys know, back here when they were having these struggles, when they were having these issues with Coinbase and all of this stuff that was going on, I put in $5,000 to try to help support their chart, because I still, I was still along with these guys, believing, yeah, this is going to happen, because they're working with, I can't really explain what's going on because of an NDA, but everything about what was happening was legitimate, just did not work. So, you know what I mean? Like, so I end up saying, you know what? I'm going to support you guys. I'm going to throw $5,000 in it. So I did. And now that $5,000 is about $500, I want to say, you know what I mean? Like it's way, 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 way down. So yeah, I'm going to need to sit here for a little while and recover. I'm going to need a 10x probably from here just to be down a reasonable amount. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. RFD. Let's talk about RFD. I said, and look, guys, I'm not trying to get anybody to fade RFD, by the way. I'm not telling you that your investment isn't worth doing. What I'm telling you is chart patterns generally play out the same way a lot. And everything about RFD tells me that it is going back down again. It's possible that it gets a bounce. But if it's going to get a bounce, if RFD is going to get a bounce, that bounce is going to be 52 or 53 down here. And again, here's the thing, right? Here's what you were told, that we're going to get a bounce and it's going to go higher, right? Well, I mean, go look at a chart and tell me one that looks like this that ends up just reversing on a dime and going way higher, right? Here's the bad part is that, and this is the bad part. Even if you say that RFD refi, if you think this is going to be a long, if you think this is going to be a long play, you might be right. You could very well be right, but you're in a diminishing returns market right now, and you're looking at a situation in which, in order for this to happen, everything else has to come out because there's no new capital. You have no new investors. You have $1.1 trillion in market cap. Where does the money come from? Now, it's easy to say that the money comes from Bob, or that the money comes from ESCO, or the money comes from SHIB, or the money comes from any one of these other tokens along these ecosystems. It's easy to say, hey, the money is going to come from all of these places. But those people are holding on to their shit too, right? The only people who are moving the big money around are the market makers, and that's the venture capital companies, and that's the big whales. And one of the big whales is already, I think, propping up the chart. How long does he continue to do that, right? You have to consider the reality of the situation in both the market and the project. Look, the reason that a lot of guys like me are promoting it is because they got in very, very early, because they got a signal from somebody who said, look, there's some really crazy shit that's about to happen here. Get in while you still have a chance. That doesn't mean that it's going to continue to go. Now, it could. I'm not saying that it's not, but what I'm saying is, I told everybody, get your shit out by 100 million market cap because it's coming down. What happened? It came back down. What did I say? What did they say? They said, oh, it's going to pump over 100 million on this next leg. Well, the next leg happened and it pumped up to 9. So now you have a trend line that says this. You don't have a trend line that goes up. You don't have any kind of breakout momentum, right? Now, if some rich angel halo guy wants to pay me to shut up about it, maybe we'll do that. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. They're not watching me. They're pretending that it's going to pump, right? So it could pump, by the way. It could break that trend line. So I'm not really saying, like, again, this is the trend line, right? And this trend line is coming down, and people are only going to lose so much money before they're like, yeah, fuck this, right? And it's going to take a lot of money from somebody to push this up over. Now, if it pushes up over, then here's the entry point for you. Your entry point, if it does, is going to be up here. If it uses this 100 million line as support, then it could go higher, right? But you shouldn't enter until you get into that position. And if it comes down to roughly about 5,200, if it comes down to 5,200, if you guys remember, I told you 46 was going to be the number the last time where it was going to dip. And where did it go to? 43.15. So it actually centered around 46. That was a lucky call, by the way. That's I mean, again, it still did go down to 42 or 43. I went a little bit lower than where I said the bottom was going to be, but that's sometimes just one of those, just somebody just wicking it all the way down. Even though they've got Jared from Subway banned, Jared from Subway can change his IP address at any time. If you follow him on, you're not really doing anything. You know what I mean? He blacklists his wallet, but he's got more wallets. Like, duh, is this your first day in crypto? So, and they're actively banning the wallets. I do see that, by the way. So, cool thing, but it still doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. So it wicked down here, then it got to 46, and then that's the place. That's your goal line, right? So ride this thing up and get yours. But remember what you have. You got a top over here. You got a top over here. And now, what is this playing out like? Well, you can also argue that this is a pennant that's playing out, and that it's going to have a breakout, but it's very, very wide and it's not taking very long. So if it goes up, it has to have money. Like, where does the money come from? And if you have this halo investor who's going to just keep pumping money into it, first of all, it makes no sense for them to do that unless they're just scalping you and making money, right? It doesn't make any sense. But secondly, you can only hold so long before people start to sell, right? That's just the way that it works, right? Let me look at, I'll show you Ben as an example. Like everybody keeps thinking Ben's going to go to 200, 300 million. Ben is about back to where it was just a little while ago. And it just announced BitGet. If you are looking and you're watching, BitGet has a new spot listing. By the way, BitGet is down in the description below. Helps me if you sign up for BitGet as well. And you get up to $5,005 for making a deposit and starting your trading over at BitGet. So anyway, Ben has a spot listing, and this was announced. What time was this announced? For me, it was at 2 a.m. Now, what happened to Ben at 2 a.m.? Let's go see what happened to Ben around 2 a.m. 2 a.m. right here. It's been downhill ever since. Now, you might be asking yourself, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Why would it be here and all the way down to here in that period of time? Well, the answer is actually very, very simple. I'm glad you asked. It's because now the traders have moved over to BitGet because there is no FOMO that was created. There was no FOMO to create an artificial pump. There was just the move to the exchange. So what you saw is, I want to say maybe 10% of the market, because it goes from 2,000 down to 1,770. So that money just went over to BitGet. So now BitGet trading is starting. So you're going to have to add new investors to get back to 2,000 because those investors have now gone away and they're doing USD trading instead of Uniswap trading. And you can't do Uniswap trading. You can use every exchange except Uniswap. So, you're in this, you're just in this very weird space. Now it's remarkable. It is remarkable that Ben is holding up so well. And if I do have some content coming out that'll be released about 9 o'clock in about 30 minutes on Ben, which will show you the roadmap ahead and all of the stuff. And then I think I even take a lap and I do this thing. I stand up and twirl with a lightsaber because he named it the Kenobi map, because you guys remember I was the first one that put his face on Ben Kenobi, and I said, help us, Ben Kenobi, you're our only hope, and stuff like that. And then he started retweeting it again yesterday, so he gets it. And then oh god, guys, this is and then in the video, this is so choice. I'm going to show you guys what I put in there just to mess with Ben. And he does watch the videos, by the way, because it's Ben, but I then put this in here.
We chat online for like 2 hours every day, so I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious.
Oh, because I don't have a life. So, but anyway, so so Ben is now struggling with the price action. I don't know where it goes. I don't know when Uniswap fixes it. I don't, you know what I mean? Like now Ben is doing the same thing that happened before. Now, if I come back here and I say, well, hey, let's look at this while we're doing this as an RFD, because RFD is doing the same thing, right? Well, here's your pump. This is the original pump. And what happened here? This top became this right here. And then it just became this mountain of, right? So you got a couple days before RFD starts to break out again, has to come down to this lower line. Guys, I don't make this shit up. The chart makes this shit up. I just read the chart to you. You know what I mean? So that's what I think is going to happen with RFD. I don't think it has the whatever to make that happen. You know what I mean? It's still up. I had it. I told it. Dude, he watched it. We even talked about it. He watched it. So he didn't like it, but at the very end, he liked the fact that I turned him into Superman and said that he's the Superman that cryptocurrency needs, whether you like him or not. He appreciated that. So, we'll see. I think that it is, but I don't know. I mean, if it gets fixed, we don't know until this icon up here gets fixed. And look, Ben is all over it right now. Ben Armstrong, BitBoy is working on it diligently to make something happen. So, if it can get fixed, if it's going to be fixed, then, we'll see what happens, right? But let's move on. WAGMI starting to get just a little bit of a pump here. And then I heard they were kind of like bragging about, oh, look at these big buys coming in. And I was like, all right, well, cool. Let's see what happened. And it was the same person, right? It's the same person that's made 2 buys for 16 ETH. I don't know who that person is. I have no idea. But You also saw, fuck my life. But you also saw an immediate sort of sell-off. There's no buy pressure happening yet. It's going to take a little time for that buy pressure. MMAI 2512. Again, you just saw some angel investor come in, pump a few bucks into it with a big ETH buy, and it didn't move. Like, people are trying to look. I don't know if people are trying to manipulate the markets. I assume that they are, but it's not working because first of all, MMAI has 5% buy and 12% sell tax, so that's going to make it very tough. I don't know if they need the capital or not, but Cult, by the way, Cult wanted to create their own MEV scalping bot, and people rebelled against that. I don't know if that means anything or not. Cult, again, if we're in a normal market, Cult probably would get a pump because it's got a bunch of mysticism and mystery about it. So, when you're throwing money at a bunch of tokens, it's got a 15 million market cap. It's a little bit outside of the range of where you want to go for like 100x or something like that in a wild rally, but it's close enough, and it's got a good support system that this ends pretty well for anybody who's invested right now at 15 million. So what I mean, as long as there's continue to be support. And look, I don't put any look. I'll put it this way: if Saitama starts pumping, I'm going to buy Saitama. I don't really give a shit about all the crybabies on about all the I'm an expert. I know everything about where all the blockchain stuff goes, because I have a friend, Cryptobolics, that he uses the crypto in order to invest in real world stuff to put into businesses in order to bring it back into the crypto ecosystem. And they're trying to shit on him because they're too fucking stupid to figure out where the money actually goes. So they're like, we don't know, so we think he's buying cars and houses and shit, because they're fucking idiots, right? I don't respect those guys. They can track it, but we can all really track where everything goes, right? And we can create these maps and stuff like that. And look, you can create a conspiracy about whatever you want to create a conspiracy about. And is there any truth that Saitama was draining it? Yeah, I'm sure there was. I'm sure that they were paying themselves because Russ didn't get rich. We already know that he didn't get rich off of it. Terrarium, they were using a lot of Ethereum to pay their bills every month. Does that make them criminals? Does that make it a scam? No. It means that anybody who's invested in it, that's what a fucking investment is, moron. If you're crying about an investment in something that you invested in, there's something broke in your brain, brah. It's crazy. When we look at it, and you're like, yeah, but dude, on the blockchain, well, you got moved over into this wallet, and it got moved over into this wallet. Yeah, well, what if they bought something? And what if it was for the business, and the money has to come from somewhere, and it comes from the investment pool, moron? That's the kind of stupid shit that you're dealing with in cryptocurrency. And here's the worst part. The dumbest of us, the dingbats, they're like, yeah, that broke. That's actually pretty smart. That's actually pretty smart. Yeah, it's great that you tracked that. He must have bought himself a Lambo, right? You're so fucking smart. They're all a bunch of dingbats, okay? They're all a bunch of fucking dingbats. And all they can do is basically, look, tracking something on Etherscan just takes a little bit of time. But it's like putting a 1 next to a 2, next to a 3, next to a 4, next to a 5, next to a 6, and a 7, and an 8, and a 9, and a 10, and then looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and saying, hey, look at that. That's the alphabet. Okay, that's what's fucking happening here. So I don't mean to get off on a rant about these morons, but you guys really deep down know. You know that I'm right? You don't like it. I know you don't like it, right? Some of you are like, well, wait a minute. No, what about all this shit here? Yeah, fuck them, right? Who gives a shit? Sometimes people pay themselves. This shit ain't free, right? Sometimes people have to use your investment because you're an investor, investing to provide capital to do something to run a business. Did you not know that? I mean, come on. Like, are we fucking 12? Well, some of us are. I mean, Jesus Christ. And by the way, you 12-year-old investors who have $1 million, Jesus Christ. tip the barber in the fucking goddamn 15-year-old kid the other day interviewing Ben Armstrong. His name is Crypto Kid. That's the hustle. That's the hustle. God damn it, man. He is my spirit animal right now. Decanect up to 6,000. It's at 6 cents. Has a reversal every once in a while, has a nice little pump every once in a while. Still struggling to find the investors, but we're about close to launching an app that might change the game. Having a lot of fun watching it and using it every day. Unfortunately, the market is what it is, and there's not a whole lot of stuff where you can just be like, all right, I can just make a whole bunch off of this in one fell swoop. Voltoshi is putting out the signals right now. He's putting out the signals that something is coming for the Voltiverse. And generally speaking, look, when he puts it out, then things generally happen, right? So he's putting it out right now, and people are like, yeah, bro, I should probably sell for 3 ETH. Guys, you can't make this shit up, right? So look, I mean, do what you got to do, man. Make your money where you make your money. But I swear to God, if I look at this and I click on this goddamn thing and this dude lost money because he's over here chasing RFD and he got wrecked on RFD, then I got 2 words for you. Suck it. That's fucking stupid, right? But hey, we're allowed to be stupid. That's the freedom and liberty that's provided to you by cryptocurrency. You're allowed to be a dumbass. And I'm not saying that the person is, by the way. I'm not saying that the person is. But that could be Pablo paying for lunch for all I know. You know what I mean? Pablo eats really expensive lunches. But something is coming to Volt to create some FOMO and a reversal on the price action. Voltoshi even made a statement saying that we could be listed on all the exchanges. So, and that I think Huobi has converted to the V3, and I think Poloniex has also converted to V3, and the rest of them are slowly but surely accomplishing that. Richie's Plain Talk in the house. What is going on, my man? He says, believes I can buy Ben on Coinbase Wallet. Do you think it will go down some more? I do, but I don't know for sure. You know what I mean? And thank you, Amit, for becoming a new member to the channel, by the way. I want to point that out. Amit became a YouTube member. By the way, $4.99 a month just to become a believer, $9.99 to become a true believer, and then $19.99 or more to join the Cult of Beliefs. No porn, but you can join the Cult of Beliefs. I'm 11. There you go. So, dude, like Rob, that's what I'm talking about. Rob's able to come out here, make tips. He's only 11 years old. You Epstein's better chill the fuck out, by the way. 11 years old, out here making a killing in the crypto market, not tipping in the wallet down below. That's bullshit. But hey, you know what? You'll grow up and you'll mature. And then one day you'll be like, you know what? I made $1 million off of Believes. I'm going to tip him at least 10% or something like that. I don't know what the number is. It's just, it doesn't really matter. Right. But so anyway, going down the list here again, Bone is going to go parabolic. I'm telling you guys at some point very soon, Bone is about to go parabolic, right? Because we've seen it before. When we look on the day chart, we get this gigantic sense that there is a big move imminent, right? This is the FOMO buildup to it going to test center, right? The FOMO buildup to test center is $2. We're at 78 cents right now. I mean, overnight, the money is going to be ready to just absolutely flood into Bone. If you don't have a big bag of Bone right now, that's the funniest shit I've ever said, except poo. Then you're probably what the French say, fucking up. So I would venture to say that you should get you some Bone, you should get you some Volt, and all of those rap songs, that the kiddies and the 11-year-olds make. There's going to be a big run here on Bone, so just prepare for it, and don't be alarmed when you've missed it. Pepe 1454. Pepe is going to have another run. I'm telling you right now, it is in a descending channel. It's been in a long-term, this is a day chart, by the way. It's been in a long-term descending channel, but it's respected this descending channel the entire time. And now what I did was on the wicks here, of course. But when you do this on the actual day chart and you really start to to put the wicks to where it settles. That's the important part. You're putting it to where it settles, right? Then guess what you're finding out? This is in a downward motion right here. This is going to break. The question now is not anything more finding the bottom. That's what you got to do. You got to find the bottom. And Richie's Plain Talk gifted 5 memberships. So Jojo, Kato, Mike the Medina Mindset, Callum C, Wizard Cell have all become members of the channel. Appreciate you guys so much. Hopefully you will renew when it's your time. It's only $4.99 a month to become a member of the channel. And if you become a member of the channel, then you get shit like my calls on Ben when I get into something early. By the way, the next call, and I'm going to tell you guys publicly what the next call is, and that is Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat is, I think, the next one up. And as you can see right now, I'm going to go to the 1 hour so you can see it right, because the trade volume is not gigantic, but it just broke out from this little descending wedge. So now it's in this little spot right here at 1200. That's a little above my buy zone. My buy zone ended up being 1,000 basically, but I ended up getting in like down here on this little wick right here at 99 and 92 cents. So I'm just barely up, but I'm up. But I do think that Grumpy Cat breaks out to at least 2,000. I want to say it's worthy of 100% pump, or even if it's an 80%, 70%. Look, it's worth a pump, I think, on Grumpy Cat right now. So you see what I'm saying? There is some possibility here. Now, back to Pepe, because Pepe is kind of important here. What you're seeing right now is this continued downside momentum. And the question is, where can you get in optimally, and where will it go on the next pump? Well, I'm a goddamn genius, so I can tell you where that is too. The next pump is going to take us to I can't give you the number because I don't know when the breakout's coming, but I can tell you that it's going to be in the 18s if it happens soon. So that's, and then if it breaks out and it wicks, it might go back up to 2,000. Now consider if you're in this position down here, which seems to be this consolidation sort of area. Look how tight this is right now. It's really inside this channel for the last, 2 days, I want to say. What a great play, right? All you have to do is find a channel like this and say, you know what, from 1367 to 1452, I'm going to play this. And this, you go up and down, and every single time you're making money on the way up, and then you're shorting it on the way down, and then you're pumping it on the way up, and you're shorting it on the way back down, and then you're pumping it back on the way up. It's absolutely crazy how much money you could actually make off of Pepe until it breaks out. Now, I want to point out, this right here is very similar to this right here, led to a violent move. Now that move was to the downside, but there's another one like this. A tight consolidation led to an enormous spike. So Pepe, when it moves something fierce, right? So it's really crazy what happens on Pepe. But let's keep going here. Kato is at 1020. I don't know what to say about Kato. They're an entertainment company now, so it's very cool that they are. But just like the rest of the market, they're struggling to find new investors and new capital in order to continue what they're doing. You can see right here in the moves, like there's just nothing going on in this market. It's just bleeding people dry. BRL is run by one of the guys who made millions off of SHIB and millions off of Saitama, Steve at Rocket Crypto, and it can't find its footing. Now, at one point, it had pumped up to $4.62, I think. 417 according to this, and I put in 2 ETH, and it was worth I want to say like 12 or 14 ETH at that point, right? But I held on to it because I agreed to do that for the guys, and said I would hold the floor for it, and I still continue to be a whale in the project right now, just kind of quietly. So I'm holding on, waiting for the moment where it starts to take off. Now you have the bulldozer, by the way, which is all the capital that gets raised from the taxes goes into the bulldozer, which ends up doing buybacks. And they haven't been using it much lately because they're saving it up, because at some point this thing's going to run to $2 or $3 and people are going to be like, oh my God, what just happened? You know what I mean? And that's what it'll be. Anyway, SHIB is at 85.18. 8 billion market cap, still just kind of, look, it's boring, right? Everything is boring. And when it gets boring like this, here's boring, it got unboring really fast. So, I mean, you got to look at this kind of stuff here. Richie is gifting all the time, and I appreciate him so much. And if you don't watch his content, I actually watch his content every day. So he is a big fan of Elmo. He's a big fan of Luna Classic. So if you want some inside deets, you should check him out. But again, when it gets boring over here, it does tend to make a violent move. Now, again, just like all these other ones, you got to look at the trend line, because the trend is your friend. The results, unless it breaks out, are going to be a little less. But the move from 85 up to 16, that's 100% move, and it will happen pretty soon. And you're close to the bottom. So Bob 3954, I've been calling this one for a long time. I do think that Bob's struggling now. So we're not going to put a pin in it and call it, but this right here is not playing well. This is just a bearish pennant at this point, because it's going across the bottom here. So if I were to turn this into an actual pennant, then you would see it, and that's not a good look. That means that it's going lower. People are getting tired. People are getting frustrated. 27 million market cap, only $1 million in trade volume, and a lot of that bots. So yeah, Bob's got a problem. NGN 1231, Optimus 1891, ESCO 2052. I do think that ESCO has a casino, by the way, coming. So that could be that you get a nice little run off of it. We'll see what happens on it. We did make a video. It was a lot of fun, but I don't know that this is going to pump or not. We're just going to have to see what happens. Again, Grumpy Cat, I think, does have a breakout pretty soon. It is in the green, and it is on that breakout. How high it goes depends on what news there is today. If you go look at the Grumpy Cat site, there was something to it. There seemed to be something to it, but it's going to have to break out. Slumdoge Millionaires out there. Maya Nix is out there as an influence. Tim Tanner, Darnt. There's a bunch of different people that are out there. There are influencers that are into it. And we do have these things every day, like Twitter Spaces and stuff like that. So, it's very possible that this thing could break out at any moment, because everybody's looking for the next meme coin, right? So we'll see what happens very soon. Mong 4363. Mong is, guys, you're telling me that's not dead? Okay. If you say so. Ben trading at 1805. Ben's showing strength. Ben's showing strength. This is what, by the way, this is what should happen with RFD if RFD is going to that next level. But RFD is right here right now. This is what I keep saying about it, right? RFD is right here. RFD needs a consolidation here, and then it needs a move, right? So that's why I'm not bullish on RFD. I'm just at this spot right now, unless it's artificially manipulated. And if it is, you're going to get wrecked. You be the shark. You be the shark. Don't be the fish, right? If this is manipulated, and if it gets pumped up artificially, then you make money. Get your money out before they get their money out. This is a game of chicken, and you don't want to get caught. But if RFD is going to have a legitimate shot, then RFD has to consolidate. And it's not going to consolidate up here. It's going to consolidate down here a little bit and then have another breakout move. So anything that's not having that kind of play out right there is artificial, and you should be leery of it. At the same time, remembering, if this guy, whoever this angel halo investor is, whoever this guy is that is pumping this price and pumping this chart and creating the FOMO, whoever this guy is, as long as he's on your side, that's a great thing. But at some point, he's going to be on his own side. He didn't get rich by being on your side. So, but anyway, guys, that's my time. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. By the way, again, I still need as many NordVPN signups as I can get. So if you would take the time in your day to just sign up using my link on NordVPN, get me to like 15 or 20 NordVPN signups. If I can do that every single month, then NordVPN is going to continue to partner with me, and that looks great for me. And by the way, again, I don't have sponsors or partners other than these guys up here, and these are big compared to all of these other guys, right? I'll partner with a token. Like if you're a legitimate project and you're a good token, and you want to partner and you want me to talk about you every month, I will do that. Remembering, of course, that look, I'll tell you guys, just like I told anybody else, if Voltoshi calls me and says, hey man, we want you back, I'm back in a heartbeat, because Voltoshi, Volt is my passion project. It remains my passion project. It's going to be my passion project for a long time. Now, on the other hand, my other passion project at this point is Ben. And I do think that Ben is going to send, right? I even made a poem about it yesterday, if you saw that on Twitter, because I'm so fucking funny. But that's it for now, guys. It's not financial advice. My name's Bleeves. I'm always right. Dude, if you got, and you know what? Here's the funny thing. Like, I'm watching people on my futures. I'm watching people on my futures making millions of dollars every single day. Now, they're not making millions because they're trading millions of dollars worth of volume. But oh my God, the amount of money that people are making off of MEXC futures trading. Like I've been a simple person all this time. And I'm going to close this out with maybe a rant here for just a minute here, but I've been a simple moron up to this point. Like, I swear to you, if you go look at how much people are, the trading and the leverage positions that you have and the opportunities that you have on MEXC are unbelievable. Like, it is ridiculous how much I see people making every single day through their trading. And it's just on another level. It really is. So, guys, watch my videos on futures trading. Get comfortable with it. Look, take some risk, because, here's the thing. If I put $1,000 in, this is like meme coins, by the way. If I put $1,000 in, and I'm going to show you guys just a simple chart, right? I don't want to take up all your time. But if I show you a simple chart and I say that you're looking at this right here, and if you're in agreement with me that Bitcoin is going down to 25,002, right? You could set a $200 buy at 25,002 using some good leverage. And if it goes up to that 37,000, you're going to make a ton of money off of that. Okay. Simple, right? Now, if it goes down to 25,000, you might get liquidated because you didn't go down far enough. But if you set 200 here, with say 10x leverage, right? And it goes on a run, and then you make $7,000, or you lose 200 here, and then you lose 200 here, and then you lose 200 here. But this is the spot where you find it. Then you lost $800, and you end up making $9,000. Like, that's what's happening over here on some of these, right? People are getting liquid. And here's the thing. They're doing it on Pepe, and Pepe is like super easy for these futures trading, right? You just like go find your levels here. This trading right here, if you just consider, I'm going to move my line here, right here, and just consider that Pepe has been smacking this level over and over again on the top. The danger is on the bottom or on the shorts, right? So you want to get as close as you can to each one of these levels. But I mean, look at this one down here. So we're coming into this position each and every one of these times, and we're generally in this little range right here. So if you buy low where you see it, and then you go long on this, and it pumps up to here, and then you take your profit where you know the profit's going to be at, what is this, 1451. If you do that, and then it comes back down, then you short it, and then it goes back down, and it goes back up, and it goes back down, and it goes back up, and it goes back down. I mean, like, this shit is a game that these guys are playing, right? And all you have to do is start to learn the blueprint of the game, and you don't have to make a mint. You could do this with $100 and 5x leverage and come up here, and when you get done, you have $150. Well, you made $50. Then you could take your $100 and you could do the same thing on the way down. And now you have $200 because you made 50 here and you made 50 here. Now you have 200, but you're still just using your 100, but now you have an extra 100. right? And then it runs up here again, and now you have another 100. And then it comes back down here, and now you have another, well, it's 50 and 50. So then you have $300 off of your original $100, and this is in 24 hours. Now imagine if you were doing it with $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000. You know what I mean? Because the risk is the same, the margin is the same. It's the capital that you put in. It's the way that you structure this. It's you just finding a pattern on a project that you think is potentially going to do something, and it's finding that. And then for your long plays, if you think that Bitcoin is going down to one of these low ass levels below 25.2, that's what when I show you this every day, just so you guys understand, this liquidity map that I'm showing you, that's what this is. This is people. Here's what people are trying to buy Bitcoin at right now. This is the guess that people are making about where they're going to enter Bitcoin, right? And you can see here in this little range right here, the biggest spot is 25.2. Why? And it's right here at 25.2. You can see that this little green wick right here is the biggest one in this little range right here, because again, that's my line. That's 25.2, right? Another big line here is 22.8 because it's a big resistance line. Another one here is 21 because it's a big resistance line, followed by this one over here, which is 17,300. These are all buy orders. Down here, when you look at the bottom, the greens, the blues, and the pinks are longs. Okay, so the longs are 3x. So people who are going 3x leverage are sitting in this position right here. That's where they think that this is where the smart money thinks that Bitcoin is going, right? And then the 5x longs, same thing. It's where the smart money thinks that it's going. And the 10x longs, it's where the smart money thinks it's going. Now, the 10x longs are going to be a little more risk averse because they know that it could go down and you don't have any opportunity to stop it with a 10x, right? So they're more centered down here on a catastrophic run. But like, for example, this person right here is at 14,300. If they get a 10x on 14,300 and it starts to send and it goes up to 30,000, if you had $1,000 on a 10x at 14,000, it would be like you're trading $10,000, right? So if it goes up here to 30, then the difference there is about 20. So you would make $10,000 from this, off $1,000 from here to here. You'd make 10 grand, right? And these guys are putting more money into it. So, but then conversely, this is where people are trying to enter short positions. And the smart money down here does think that this is going to happen, but the smart money up here thinks that Bitcoin is heading to 34,600, 35,000. The smart money, the smartest of the money, is thinking that Bitcoin is going to go up to 31.1, 31.9, 33.5, and then up here at 35, 34.8 really. So that's where the smart money thinks that Bitcoin is going. So play this fucking smart money. Put $100 here, put $100 here, put $100 here, put $100 here on your shorts, put $100 here on your longs, and just let them play out. You know what I mean? Decide where you're going to take your profit. And that's it. That's all it takes. Anyway, that's my time, guys. It's not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you over the weekend. I might have some stuff going on. If you aren't already, I'll be sharing on Twitter today that I am going live on a podcast, so you will hear about that pretty soon. I don't have the time. I think it's like 12 noon Central Standard Time. So, we'll see. I'm going to have to take a lunch to go do it, but I'll let you guys know as soon as I do, but it'll be on Twitter. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember to sign up for MEXC, BitGet, and NordVPN down in the links below.